Alright, we are back. Sweet. So, today I'm working on level design. I managed to give this very beautiful water foam to the Unreal water, so that's awesome. Because I really wanted to use the water, the Unreal water, but add a little bit of stylized foam to it. Okay, so trying to make a cool level for my rafting game. The idea is to avoid obstacles, and for now I'm gonna just add static obstacles, but then we're gonna have traps and different obstacles that actually move around. Gonna add a couple things here. Hey, I appreciate it. Trying to use screen space reflection and global illumination instead of lumen, and I'm trying to make it look as good as possible without lumen, just to save on performance. I might have the option available for people who want to use lumen, because it does look way better. I appreciate it. This is the Unreal water. You can activate it with the water plugin. And I'm using the shallow water river, which allows me to do river simulations and bake them. I added this water, they don't even look like water, these kind of like particles for the paddling, but definitely as a placeholder. I'm not 100% satisfied with that. They look more like smoke or something. Yeah, space screen. Like, the issue with space screen is that it looks very washed. For example, this is how the game looks. Like, you see, like, very boring and washed. But if you add a little bit of contrast and color grading, you can make it look like sharp and saturated and alive. And the darks, the shadows look very dark, which is what Lumen is very good at. Like, you get like very dark shadows where you're supposed to have dark shadows. For example, with just space screen, you see it just becomes all gray and washed out, but now it gets that little punch. So it's very nice. Oh wow, these rocks are pretty cool. Maybe I can use something like this. So I'm trying to make my own character, the raft, the paddles, and I want to customize the character, like changing the hat and stuff like that. Oh yeah, ultra dynamic sky is so nice, especially the weather. I want to have it so it changes to rain, then to fog, and kind of like randomize all of that. So it's gonna be very, very cool. Just gonna make this texture a little bit darker. And let's see where we are tiling this. Desert rock instance. These materials, I was using this for another project a while ago. I don't really remember how I had this set up, but do want to make it darker. Hey Nico. The other project I put it on hold. I got unmotivated because the multiplayer not working properly. It does work, but not as smoothly as I wanted. I actually used my Steam token, so I need to kind of release it. I mean, I'm not wasting these $100, right? And I have a playable demo, which needs a lot of work, and I do want to just put it out there so, you know, at least people in my Discord can play it and stuff. But yeah, for a single player game, it works very good, but for multiplayer, it's just not really there, and the template is very complex for me, so I had a lot of trouble with that. Oh, that's awesome. Changing seasons, that's so cool. Yeah, and I'm doing great. I took a break from YouTube. I work on another project, a zombie project, and that also got put on hold. I was working with a friend, and he just got like unmotivated. He thought that the game was not didn't had any special hook or anything. It was some kind of like Call of Duty zombies kind of thing, where there's like wave based and you keep killing zombies. So he thought that the game didn't had anything special, and maybe it doesn't have anything special, but it plays well. The multiplayer feels great, and I really want to do something with that in the future. Because it really works very, very good. Actually, the whole system was written by my friend, and maybe we can do something with that later. But I need to work with him because it's his project as well. Oh, I appreciate it. The game is I don't want to describe it like this, but it's a paddling game where you play with your friend. It's like a co-op paddling game. I don't want to say it's a like a paddle clone, because you can actually go backwards. You can actually repair your raft, and you can choose between different paths. So there's going to be an easier path and a harder path. So that's kind of like the idea of it. I'm doing the system from scratch, so I'm very happy because I actually understand what's happening in the blueprints. And I already got the multiplayer working. It's a little clunky, but I'm getting there. So I'm very, very happy with that. Just trying to make something smaller and more simple, because it's very easy to get sidetracked and do something complex. So now I'm just working on the level design, trying to make something interesting. This idea came from RV There Yet. Not sure if you know that game. Very famous game about going into an RV with your friends and kind of like going through puzzles. So I was playing that with my girlfriend, and I really liked the idea, and we are actually very close to finishing the game. And I was like, oh, I want to do something similar so we can actually play together. And the idea of the rafting game came. I was experimenting with boats and water, because I initially wanted to do like a horror swampy game where there's like dolls, very scary dolls, like following you and stuff like that. And then I said, might as well just do something cozy, something I can play with my daughter as well. So the idea came from there. I also played a lot of Peak these days, and I'm like, I want to do something like that, something that I can play with anybody. So that's how the idea came. But yeah, I'm still thinking about how can I differentiate myself from paddle. We also have a health system, so you don't die with one hit, which is very good. But I'm gonna have a difficulty setting, so you can play without repairing the wood, and you can play with hardcore mode, which is kind of like one hit and you lose. You go back to the checkpoint, just like paddle. The thing that I'm trying to do is to get this kind of like nature environment and like kind of like cozy look. So it's also like you will be able to like go into little areas that are dead ends, and maybe get some kind of some kind of like repair wood or something. So it's not gonna be like 100% linear. That's what I have in mind. But yeah, basically just trying to keep it small and simple. Get like all the basics working, and then maybe I can add coolers that float and give me like power-ups and stuff like that, but trying to stay on scope and not do anything crazy for now. Okay, I think we should start introducing the obstacles. I got some very cool traps, and I want the environment to change a lot. There's going to be this area where there's going to be like cannibals, kind of like throwing stuff at you. And the idea is to get, maybe finish this first area, and then try to do like a small trailer so I can like actually put the Steam page up and try to gather wishlist for the game as soon as possible. And I also want to playtest a lot, so I will be uploading builds on my Discord so people can test it. I thought I had VSync on. Seems like it. Supposed to execute on begin play. So we don't have the, so we don't get the screen tearing. Okay. All right, let's see. And here we can also start introducing like floating debris and stuff like that. Let's try that. Something like this. For that to float, I need to give it a couple of things. Trying to move the raft every time I add stuff, so I play from that spot because the player spawns on the raft. So for this to float, we need to do, first of all, let's check collisions. Crazy frogs. I'm not gonna have enemies that you can engage with, but I'm gonna have creatures, different animals that you need to avoid. One of them is this crocodile. I'm gonna change the model because it's too detailed for the style I'm going for. But if you touch these ripples, he bites your boat and attacks you. So I'm gonna have different animals and different things, but who knows? Like maybe you can like shoot or something, but that's a little bit too much. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Trying to get the basics working, and then maybe we can add stuff like that for maybe like a mini boss or something. But trying to get the level design, basic obstacles, moving obstacles, the multiplayer working, paddling forward, backwards. Each player controls one paddle, and I need to get that working very, very good. After that, we can think about adding more stuff, like ramps, energy drinks that boost your paddling, different things. But now I want to just get the bare bones working. So collision. I need to change a couple settings. I think I need to give it a physical material, and then I need to go to collision. We need this to simulate physics, and I think I need to do a special collision for it. Yeah, complex as simple is not gonna do it. we need a simplified collision for this. So let's try to add maybe a couple of capsules. To get kind of like the shape a little bit. Just for a quick test, and then we can actually get that going. Something like this. I can also create a mesh to be used as collision. Probably might be easier with this kind of thing. But maybe this could work for now. These collisions are going to be important because, I mean, I don't want the player to get damaged when it actually doesn't hit the thing. Just like hitboxes in like fighting games, like it can be very annoying if they're not properly set. Okay, for a quick test. Okay, it's simulating, but how do we make it float? Let's see. Block all dynamic. Yeah, I honestly don't remember. Oh, don't tell me that it needs a buoyancy. Oh, does it need to be a blueprint? I think so. Well, let's just give it a quick try. Yeah, I tried a lot of different water physics solutions. There's this free plugin that is very nice, but at the end I just decided to use the Unreal built-in water. I think it's the best solution for now. So buoyancy. If I learn how to spell buoyancy, there you go. Can also have things that don't float. Not all sticks need to float. And might need to have it also might need to have one of those pontoons. Collision, yes. Physic actor. Trying to copy this block all dynamic. And there was this console command for the water. To show the it was on Unreal Engine 5. R buoyancy debug 1, is that the one I'm looking for? Maybe not that one. I did it the other day, huh? Yeah, maybe that's not the one. Water debug buoyancy. Maybe this is the one I was using. Pretty sure. Not sure why it's not showing up. All right, well. Let's try a bigger one. The issue is that I cannot see this until I do that console command. Let's try adding a socket. Maybe it's not placed properly. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a last try. If not, we will continue. What I would like to see is the water debug. I should be able to see the gonna add it to the level blueprint as well. Maybe it's bugging out because I don't see the VSync working as well. I think it's not. Yeah. I initially had that idea of a little bit like Are We There Yet, where you need to get out of the vehicle and use a grappling hook and move stuff and do stuff like that, but then I decided to simplify the idea. If everything works out and I get everything working, I would love to add stuff like that. I'm just gonna reset the project very quickly because maybe it's just bugging. But now I'm trying to focus on getting the main thing working. If I get that working, then I can keep going. Really trying to approach this project from a different perspective. Okay. Oh, there you go. Now, nice. It's debugging now. Okay, cool. There you go. VSync is working, and the water pontoon, this floating thing is working now. Okay, that's good. So now we can actually see what's happening. All right, so the question is, why is this not floating? Oh, okay, it is floating. Good. It was just underwater to begin with. So we're gonna make the thing a little smaller, maybe 100, and see if we can get something. Uh, 500. Okay, that's a little bit too crazy. 200. And we need to give it mass, I think. Center of mass, maybe minus 100 in the center. No, that's not the center. On C. And yeah, it would be absolutely amazing. I was initially thinking that one of the players can fall from the raft and the other one needs to grapple hook and like try to bring him back to the raft, and you can get like cold in the water and like all these mechanics. I made a like a huge list, and then I showed the game to a couple of friends and they were like, dude, take it easy, try to get the basics working, because you don't want to have another project just stuck in your hard drive, you know. That's something. I think this is gonna work a little better. If we add another pontoon, another floating device. I think I need to add multiple of them. It's funny because I cannot see them while editing, so it's kind of like tough to do. Let's say I want one here, maybe another one somewhere here. Maybe another one here. Just making a quick test. This shape probably is not the smartest to use for this. So let's try something like that. So we have how many sockets? 5 sockets. Okay, let's try that. Whoop, what happened? Yeah, when I add multiple, I don't know why it reacts like that. It's okay, let's continue. You can really spend hours just trying to get this going. For now, I'm just gonna keep it like this. There's other ways to fake buoyancy. For now, I'm just gonna keep it with 1 socket. Gonna add the component tag rock so it actually damages the raft. Okay. can have stuff like this. Just gonna rotate it a little bit. Scale it a little bit. And then that one is floating pretty good. This is a very complex shape to make it float, so it's gonna react very strangely. Gonna make it a little bit smaller, the pontoon. That feels a little better. And then I want to hide that debug thing. Where is it? Open level blueprint. Oh, I actually need to execute it on 0. I should probably have that in a hotkey, so I can like do it whenever I need. I really like the foam on the water because it gives you like a visual indication when you're very close to hit something. I think that works very good. Oof, that was close. Yeah, those water VFX and the paddling animation, that needs work, a lot of work. Alright, that's kind of cool. The cool thing about having like buoyancy, I can add like river currents to it, and I can make it move with the river, so that's very powerful. That's why I'm using the Unreal water system. Alright, let's keep on going. I want to add oh, those are such, these assets are so cool. I'm gonna save them for a little later. What do I need? Rocks. So here you can choose between left or right. Component, I mean tag. Oh, I cannot name this like that. I need to name this differently. This needs to be BP. Cause it's gonna cause issues when I want to select all the static meshes in my outliner. Should have done that before, but it's fine. Super cool. You can just like write whatever you need in the content browser and click enter. I mean hit enter and it's gonna select it. Very nice little trick to select a lot of stuff. That's why keeping the names clean is important. Perfect. So if I go SM, it's gonna give me only the static meshes, hopefully. Still still trying to select that. Oh, anyways. That's kind of cool. Yeah, people spend a lot of time in social media these days. It's so easy to get hooked. Okay, well, that's kind of nice. I think I want to introduce the first moving obstacle, which is gonna be the croc. Okay. This croc has two little cubes that I use to decide where is the end and the beginning of the movement. Very simple, kind of back and forward. It will be nice too. Alright, and also I need to move the raft so I don't replay that section over and over and actually try to move forward. Yeah, I actually, yeah, I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, I really like making swamps. Okay, now we have a moving target. Later I can make it actually spin and actually like move properly, right? Not just like a steel object. I really like the idea of like having obstacles based on physics, because if I place them high enough, every time they drop, they could potentially drop in a different position. That might be cool. And also it will be nice if the croc interacts with the obstacles as well. Oh yes, definitely. Definitely gonna have waterfalls. This is a swamp, so I mean, I'm not supposed to have too many waterfalls, but I'm gonna have a kind of like a toxic area. So we're gonna have like a man-made kind of structures as well. So I'm gonna have some pipes that go down. It needs to have a collision. What kind of collision? If I use the mesh, that's probably not a good idea, but now they interact. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, definitely. That would be super cool. Nice, the croc moving stuff around. Okay, nice. Well, that was. Oh, okay. Nice. I really like this kind of obstacles. That's kind of cool. It takes a lot of creativity to actually come up with like interesting obstacles instead of just kind of like repeating the same thing over and over. It's definitely gonna be a challenge to come up with interesting things. Let's switch it up a little bit and add another crocodile, but this one is just gonna be there, not gonna move. So if I mix these two together, it's gonna like be kind of, it will be kind of fun because you don't know if it's gonna move. Hey, how's it going? I'm making this rafting game. Now I'm working on the level design, trying to come up with interesting obstacles. Oh. Yeah, this is gonna be pure chaos for 2 players. This might be a little bit too difficult. I will give it a little bit more space. I need to think that I'm actually designing this for co-op, so some areas will be very tough. You will be able to repair your raft, so I need to balance the amount of wood that you will be able to get as well. Maybe I can use some roots. Haven't used many roots so far. Yeah, let's use some roots. I think I have some here. Um, no, that's a very realistic asset. Oops, that's not there. Not supposed to be there. Um, it's kind of nice. I think I'm gonna modify this a little bit. Let's make a copy of it. And let's modify it. Modeling, attributes, generate polygroups, find quads. And then we're gonna get model, polyedit, edge, edge loop. Then we're gonna scale, push down, I mean maybe scale up, then extrude again. Oh, I see, I will need to retexture this, so let's just modify what we have here. Just wanna make the roots a little bit deeper and close them. When you're making, working with 3D assets, it's always good to think about make them water sealed so you can like use them in any way you want. No, I'm not making the assets. I'm just making the characters, and I want to make the. I made the raft, I made the character, and I'm just modifying assets. I do wanna make the animals, the creatures, just to make the game a little bit more original. Oh, I forgot. Nope, that's not what I want. But since it's low poly, I'm able to modify them quite a bit when needed. Something like this. Let's just push it down. That's the beauty of low poly, like you can really modify them pretty fast. Let's give this a little bit of an angle. Then we're gonna push this down. This one breaks a little bit too much, so we're gonna come here and give it a little insert edge to get that topology a little better. Make sure that you're actually selecting the right thing. That's what I want. Alright, so now if I delete this one, I'm supposed to get a nice loop, and I delete that one. That's great. Then I'm supposed to be able to get a insert edge loop somewhere here. That's good. And then I can just move it a little bit and give it a little bit of nicer shape. Then we're gonna go into object orientation, so the pivot point snaps, is oriented to the right way. Okay, here I also want to push it down, maybe close it, and then maybe scale it so it flattens down. This one maybe can be a little bit smaller. Something like that. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because this is just a little tiny root. Let me get that little tiny thing there. Okay, cool. Okay, let's accept. Nice. Now we have some roots, and we can make them a little bigger, push them into the water, and now I can have a little path made of roots. Just want to make sure the material is actually non-reflective, so roughness 1 is good. Okay. So this is like what people call a trim sheet. It's just a bunch of colors that you can pick from. And you basically texture these assets by moving where the UV fits into the thing. In Unreal Engine, you do that by going to Modeling, UVs, and Transform UV. You select your face or whatever you want to change, and then you start moving until you get the color you want, which can be very tricky if you don't know the texture well. Alright, this is pretty nice. Let's see what other roots we have. I'm gonna actually delete the original one because I like this one better. Okay. Then I'm gonna try to reuse it without being too obvious. Oh, I see, these are meant to be attached to the wall. And very important, we need to check collision. Collision is not good for what we need. So since this is a low poly asset, there's no problem in just coming and telling I need complex as simple, which is gonna actually use the same geometry as the prop. It's not ideal when you have like high poly assets, but for this it's okay. The proper way to do it will be they look like fingers. The proper thing to do will be to actually create your own collisions for it. But that takes a little bit of time. Yeah, these VFX, I think they're too much, a little bit too distracting. Oh wow, this is getting tough. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna disable the VFX for a second because I think it's too distracting. I think I might be able to do the water splash VFX. I'm just testing on tick. You should not be. You need to be careful with the tick node. Not something you want to just use for. You want to avoid it as much as possible. There are things that you need it for, but most of the time you don't need to use tick. There are better ways to. Yeah, I wish I could share the sounds of the game, have it running on my other computer, and I'm streaming with this other one, so the sounds are not there. gonna give it a little bit more space because this is definitely too tight. Okay. Okay, we went through this section. I'm trying to move the raft so I don't need to like replay everything over and over. That's a good advice that I'm trying to follow. Like not playing the whole level from scratch over and over and over. When you're doing level design, just try to start from where you need to start. Oh crap. I think there's river current or something. It's gonna... Oof. Yeah, this area is gonna be tough. I might need to give it a little bit more force to turn. The turn force is not good enough. Let's try 400. I need to also add the tag so it damages the boat, which is named Rock. It should be like DOS damage or something, the name of the tag, not just Rock, because it's gonna be applied to other things, so the naming might not be the best, but it's a 4-letter word. That's good. Yeah, with this turning force, I think it's easier to move around obstacles. All right, we played this already. Let's continue. I want to add another rock. I need to find... I probably need to make a folder with my favorite rocks because I have too many. It's kind of... confusing. And I need to change the material, which I am actually gonna do to all of them because I'm gonna be placing this a lot. So let's just do it here. I don't know why I cannot change the material with the property matrix. I think you were able to do that in Unreal 4, but in Unreal 5 I cannot find the option. Maybe it's somewhere else. Like batch, change the material of like a lot of assets. Kind of funny that I need to do it like one by one. Just trying to make it a little darker. I could add a little moss to it. That could be nice. With a world position node, just moss from the top. Make it very sharp so it respects the actual low poly style, instead of a like blended gradient. There needs to be a better way to assign these materials, but I couldn't find it in the property matrix. Pretty sure there's tools for it or something. Okay. That's a cool prop. Little pebbles. All right, then we can close and save. Just nanite. Yeah, I'm not doing world partition for this. World partition, it's I think it's a great tool, but it's a little bit complex. I think it's not needed for this level. So I'm just gonna do nanite. These are very low poly static meshes. I might not need nanite, but I will need to do some testing to see if actually how much it helps or not. It might help. The good thing about this is that it's a river, so I'm gonna have like very big turns. So for example, after we go through this cave or something, like we take like a nice turn here, I can basically unload everything behind it. I can make a blueprint that just deletes everything behind. Kinda pretty similar to what data layers do in world partition. You basically unload a piece of the map. So that could be a solution. But yeah, I'm not very worried about optimization. I think it's gonna run very good. Trying to focus only on the props that the character is going to interact with, and then I can add, you know, all the beautiful stuff, all the set dressing and little particles, creatures, stuff like that. Now I'm trying to just focus on level design. Where is the boat going to crash? That's all I'm trying to focus on. It's so easy to get distracted with like little details. Oh, let's add a little grass, a little fog, little thing here, there. So I'm trying to step into a level design mindset. Yeah. Little insects, little frogs, bats, birds. That's I really like that stuff. The sound of the river, the sound of nature, all of that is gonna add a lot to the environment. Whoa, 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 this is going too fast. Oh, wow. Not sure if I'm adding too much force to the boat. Sometimes it feels slow, sometimes it feels fast. I'm not sure. Let's divide by 3 and let's see how it feels. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a little better. Now that obstacles are so close to each other, I think it feels better. Wow, we have a lot of these routes. Trying to see how much I can push it. We're gonna have weather changes. That's gonna be very, very cool. I'm gonna place it there for now, but this model needs a little bit of remodeling. We need the roots to actually touch the ground. Also collisions. Yeah, I think you're totally right. Yeah, if you look at Are We There Yet? It's the game looks amazing, and they put like the landscape, like 2 rocks and a couple of trees, and it looks super beautiful. Like I really don't understand how that game looks so nice. It's so beautiful and so minimalistic. Like it's very impressive how good it looks. You can really tell that some people, some very experienced people worked on that. Just gonna kind of like tweak it a little bit, then I can actually give it a nice remodel. Hey, how's it going? The Art of Simplicity. Yeah. I mean, I went to a design university, and like all my professors tried to teach me that less is more. You need to focus on doing something small and do it the best you can. You don't want to dilute yourself or spread yourself too thin. You want to keep things tiny and make them as good as possible. And it's so hard to follow that advice. So hard. You always want to add more and do everything. So that's something I need to start applying. Not sure if we will be able to make it through. Not sure which project you are referring to, but this one I'm making on my own. I originally was going to work with somebody else, but he had issues with his computer, so hopefully if he gets a computer, we will start working on this together. But now I'm just making this on my own. I wrote the paddling logic and everything on my own. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with my friend, and hopefully he might join me. But for now I'm just trying to push it as much as possible. Hey, Wicked. Let's see. Oh, this is too dense. Oh, it's almost impossible to go through here. Yeah, I think I went too crazy with these routes. Might be too dense. Let's see. Yeah, this is yeah, this is gonna be impossible to go through. Let's see if I can open up a little path. Maybe something like this. That could be nice. Oh. Yeah, people are definitely going to crash in here. No, this is Unreal Engine. These are just pre-made assets I'm modifying. I'm thinking it should be right before the big curve. You're talking about this area here? Like where the path splits? Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I think I might be adding too many obstacles too close to each other. The thing is that if I don't add too many obstacles, it becomes a little bit kind of like boring just to kind of like paddle without anything happening. I'm gonna have areas. Oh, right here, you think these routes are too much? Yeah, I also think it's a little bit too crazy. This is a river drift. This is a new project I'm working on. I'm just been working on this for a couple. Not exactly sure when I started on this. Actually, that's a good question. Let's see. I actually started on this January 29th. Let's say on February I started. But this is the first update, so I actually started before. The game used to look totally different. Like, this used to be the game before. Like, high poly, stylized. This is like full lumen and everything. This is how the game used to look like. I really love this look, but definitely it was going to be a nightmare with optimization, especially if I want to make big maps and stuff. I think it was going to be very tough to work with this kind of style, because I want a lot of vegetation and density in some areas, so I was like, no, I'm probably not gonna go with this. But yeah, I need to make a devlog showing like the process of this, the progress of the game. So the idea here is that this area, this path is going to be super dense, super difficult, and this one is going to be a little bit more easy. The idea being is that on this one you will be able to gather wood, more wood than in the other one. Maybe the other one might not have wood, and you will be able to store the wood, so you can use it as repair, to repair your raft whenever you want. There's not there. I mean, I don't have a game story. It's just kind of like a paddling game, co-op paddling game. Imagine something like a paddle, but you can repair your raft, go backwards, and you are in nature. So it's a little bit like that vibe. It doesn't really have a story yet. Let's create polygroups, find quads, and then maybe I can try to move this one a little bit out of the way. And yeah, and this is going to be modified many times. I'm gonna be playtesting this. Okay, we have some weird shadows. I'm pretty sure I don't have ray tracing on. Okay. Is this normal related? I think so. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're getting those shadows. Usually that happens with ray trace shadows. Okay, there's a nicer path now to go through. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is the Unreal Water, but I did a couple tweaks to it. Why is the camera clipping here if it has collisions? Should not be able to clip through that. Yeah, that's a little nicer. You have a little bit more room to go through. Before it was too crazy. So the wood, I want the wood to be stored, just like potions in video games. You use them when you want. So it's gonna be about strategy. You will decide when to use the wood and when to store it. So it's I mean, it's not gonna be used automatically, just like a heart in Zelda or something. Fish, yeah, we're gonna add stuff like that. Don't worry. There's going to be a bunch of little things like that. This is very nice. Maybe it could be added somewhere here. It's funny because I want to make some areas look very dark and grim, and you don't know if this is like that's going to be the easier path or the harder path. So I want to play with that. Okay, let's see how the other path feels like. I think it's gonna be too empty. That's an issue with this game. Like I cannot make it like too wide open, because it's just it's kind of nice and cool like to go through this area and stuff, but it would be nice to add more stuff, more obstacles. But I do want that balance between very intense areas, like very dense and like very action packed, and other areas that are more chill. Kind of like Are We There Yet, where you relax a little bit, then you stress a lot, then you relax a little bit. The game is pretty small. Now it's around 2 gigabytes, but it's I hope to make it under 5 gigabytes. Wanna make it very tiny, so it's easier to share. Trying to make it tiny. Yeah, hopefully I'll try to finish this area here, maybe until this turn, something like that, this first area, and then I can I want to upload a build to my Discord, and so people can test it, or maybe we can do a proper Steam playtest. That would be nice to start gathering feedback as much as possible, as early as possible. No, it's not gonna be a mobile game, unfortunately. It's going to be PC only. But this kind of game could be a phone game. It actually could run on a phone if I actually optimize it and change the water a little bit and stuff. I think yeah, I cannot forget to actually play with the landscape as well. I like to have areas where the soil comes up, just like in swamps. You have areas where the soil makes little islands like that. The landscape is super low poly. The resolution is very tiny, which is good. Trying to apply all the optimization tricks I've learned. Since we are doing a low poly game, it kind of goes hand in hand. Trying to break that straight line from the river, create something more interesting. Oh wow, 5,000, yeah, you should be able to play it. No issues, yeah. I'm trying to make this game run on full settings for people who have a NVIDIA 2000. Like, I'm trying to make it as trying to make it as optimized as possible, because most people on Steam, they have an NVIDIA 2000. That's what most people have. So I wanna make it available for everybody. It's also a low poly game, so it's gonna look good if you lower the settings as well. Oh, that's not what I need. Oops. Something like this. No, it's not gonna be a free game, but it's gonna be cheap. Very cheap. It's gonna be less than $10. Most likely it's gonna be around $5. I don't think it's gonna be more than that. I think $5 might be a good price, because it's gonna be a short game. Like the map, I'm trying to make this map around 30 minutes, so it's gonna be like a 30-minute map, and there's gonna be different game modes and a little bit of replayability. So I'm not trying to make a huge game and charge a lot. Because the idea is you know, for make it accessible for people. If you make a $10 game, then you are competing with other $10 games, and you are like, oh, $10, maybe I can get this or that. But $5 is pretty low. People, there's less resistance, right? Like, for example, paddle. Are we there yet? I'm not sure how much is peak, but those games like are pretty cheap, and like you can even buy 2 copies, one for your friend and stuff. So I think it's a good strategy to make them very cheap. It's gonna be a co-op for two players only. Then maybe, who knows, it will be super cool to make it for 4 people and have like a racing mode, because this will be very fun for racing, like racing your friends. There's no, I don't have a release date. I don't have a release date yet. I'm trying to get my Steam page up and running, so I can start gathering wishlist. Yeah, that feels a little bit too sharp. That's a little bit too sharp. That was not like that. Maybe I was looking from another angle. So yeah, that's the idea. Two-player co-op. Maybe the brush is too small, that's why it's a little bit harder for me to sculpt. I need to differentiate this color from the rocks because that's gonna be annoying. People will think it's a rock, but it's not. So that's a level design principle. Don't confuse the player. Let's make it a little bit mossy like that. I would like to add RVT textures so we can get a little blending on the assets. That could be very cool. Maybe not needed for this type of low poly game, but might help blend things a little bit. Pee pee poo poo. I appreciate it. Yeah, I really wanna get something going as fast as possible and start testing. I really want to start getting some feedback, start getting some validation. I wanna see if it's actually fun for people, if people actually enjoy it. That's what I wanna see. That's the most important. Okay. Wow, that looks very sharp. That terrain looks very sharp. Maybe the brush is too small. Let's divide by 2, and also the strength. That's better. Yeah, the thing with this landscape is that it's very low resolution. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one. I appreciate it. I'll let you know when it's playable. I'll be doing play tests for sure. Yeah, maybe that idea of having like pieces of landscape coming up might not be that good. Maybe I can do that with a mesh, because they look very low poly, very spiky. That's going to be an issue. I need to be very clear with what makes damage, what damages the raft and what doesn't. I need to be very clear with that. Cannot confuse the player. Yeah, those things might not. Might not work that good. I'm just gonna smooth them up a little bit. Does give me a little bit of variation on the floor, which is nice. All right. Okay, let's not get stuck in details. We do need a little bit more obstacles here. Cannot make it so easy. Something like that. Something tiny like this. Then maybe fallen trunk or something. Some rock or something. Definitely need something here, something like that could work a little better. Okay, we have all this space here as well. I think I'm gonna block this path here. Need something bigger, like some kind of rock. This rock might have too little detail to be so big here. Something like that. This feels engaging enough and way easier than the other path. Sweet. That little stick could be higher up. And then this rock might need to be somewhere here. And it needs to be a different mesh so it blends in a little better. Maybe I can have a little bit of wood here. If you want to backtrack. Okay, that music might be too chill. Oh, yeah, the river current is dragging me a lot. Oof. Okay, almost there. I don't really like this rock. This needs a little bit more detail. Maybe this one. I really like this mesh. It's kind of like an indication of like that area is blocked. Yeah, I need something here. Could be something like this. Okay, well, I think that's kind of nice. Also need something here. It's a little bit too empty. What's going on with these rocks? Here I need yeah, those ones are perfect to block areas like this. Okay, let's add the proper tag to everything. I need to fix that camera clipping. Maybe the probe might be too small. Okay, challenging enough. Nice. Okay, we got something going on. The camera. Let's see. Might be the probe size. So the camera collides. Let's test it. Does not go through objects. Let's see if it works. Okay. Yeah, I think that was the nope. It's not that. Still going through. Should not go through objects. Okay. Yeah, compared to this other path, that one is way easier, yeah. Yeah, these moving logs are very nice. Oof. White clips. Maybe it's not even colliding at all. No, it's not. Do collision test. Okay. Do I need to set it to world static? Maybe that's it. Let's do a test. I think it's reacting. Yeah, it is. The collision of the camera is working, but it's going through some meshes. If I set it to camera, I think it's still gonna do the same. Yep. Okay. Well, I think we got a lot done today. That's nice. Going to set the boat to the start and do a little test. Kind of wanna let's ask ChatGPT and see. Yep, collision test is enabled. Block all, yes. Or block all dynamic. Increase the probe size. Okay, let's try that. How do you make roads? Probably with splines. That's probably the easiest way to make roads. There's a very good tutorial on YouTube. I forgot the name of the YouTuber, but if you look how to make spline roads in Unreal, should come up. Let's try something like 20. Trying to fix my camera collision. When going under obstacles, camera goes through. I know the collision is working, but it doesn't work all the time. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, most likely with splines is the best way to do it. Okay, that kind of worked. pretty sure all the meshes have block all. Yeah, I'm pretty happy how the lighting is looking for not using lumen. Okay, let's see. Oh, still clips. Yeah, it clips very bad. Maybe it's the parenting of the camera that has something to do with it. Let's try even 30. Grass in Unreal Engine. You could try to use grass types for your landscape material. That's probably one of the most efficient ways, but it also depends on what type of grass you're using. And how much you add. When it comes to grass, it's nice to do it in clusters, like patches, so it looks a little bit more natural. Maybe the probe size of the camera was helping. It might help. Ouch. Let's see. Okay. It's feels pretty weird, but I want to make it so it does not go through the meshes. That's definitely not what I need. Maybe with more camera lag, it might move smoother. Oh. The probe size does help, but still goes through. Yeah, that's an issue. Okay, well, it's working a little better. That's what I want. Oh, nope, it's intersecting. Doesn't work for every single mesh. Okay, well. No problem. I'm gonna fix that camera. Okay, but yeah, got some level design going on today. That's very good. Really wanted to start with this. Okay, think I'm gonna leave it here for now and continue a little bit later. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Good night.